Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So we are going to be doing a video that I have been working on, I kid you not, for about a year. So we are going through 50 black eyeliners and I am going to narrow down what the best of the best are. I did this with drugstore liners a long time ago, and initially the video kind of got a little bit of a lukewarm response, but so many of you really enjoyed it, you know, beyond just like the numbers and like the performance of the video, I guess. So many of you reached out and you're like, hey, will you please do this for high end? And it took me a very long time to actually compare and make notes and swatch up my arm and just have everything prepared for you guys in a way that would make sense and be helpful to you as far as what I think is the very best, because oh my gosh, who needs this many black liners, you know? I am really lucky that I get to try so many, but at the end of the day, for me, I really feel you need a good liquid, you need a good gel. Actually, you do need a lot. Pencil, retractable pencil. You know, you can have different shapes being, you know, for the waterline, for the upper lash line. A good felt tip is always great for a wing. A liquid that can conceal a lash band, and maybe like a gel pot. Like those are my black liner needs. I don't need 50 of them. This is ridiculous. So we are gonna whittle it down and I am gonna share with you guys what I think is worth it and what I think needs to go and get out of here. So if you watched on Snapchat recently, I showed you guys my swatched up arm and I'm gonna show you again. How we're gonna start is with the liquid liners. I have a bunch of them. A lot of them have different tips. A lot of them have different claims. I like a good rich black liner. Like that is what I am after. I don't want anything else. I want it to really be like rich with color, have a lot of depth. I don't want it to dry down shiny. That's not like a thing that I enjoy in a liner, you know? For me, I want something that is matte, that has a tip that is very easy to work with, that does not bleed, and that is just rich in pigment. As far as like the tip size, I don't want it to be like the Modster ones like this. Like those just don't work for me. Some people like that if they are after like the more bold, thick wing. So, you know, keep that in mind as I'm swatching these. Think about the way that you like to do your liner, you know? I will also make sure to link below the other video that I mentioned where I basically do the same thing, but with drugstore product, because not everyone wants to spend $20+ on a black liner, and you can absolutely get it done on a budget. One of the gel liners that I love so much is actually from L'Oreal. It's their lacquer liner. I don't really use anything else. So I don't have any higher end gel pot liners because that's the only one I reach for. So when I share with you guys that you can find products that are not $20, $30, $40 at the drugstore that compete, I 100% mean it because I have access to it all. I get sent makeup all the time. I'm really lucky in that avenue with what I do here on YouTube. And I feel like I never look at the price tag and make that in my mind mean that it is better. I always just judge performance, how it applies, what the look is, you know, quality. Like that's what I judge. So, you know, even though we're going through this whole high-end thing right here, keep in mind, you don't have to pay high-end to always, you know, get a beautiful result. So this will shock you. Like these are my liquid liners that have more of a tip that is like a paint, where it's really kind of flimsy and you can do kind of a paint on situation. If I am going in and concealing a lash band, I love using a brush like this. I love using a product like this. I just feel like you're not dragging or pulling the line. You just have a little bit of a lighter control with this product, but they usually are very saturated in pigment. So out of the ones that I have swatched on my hand, my favorites actually are the Sigma because it dries down so matte and it does stay in place beautifully. It just does not budge. The only thing I have a hard time with that one is you cannot build and like go over it a bunch because it will get a little bit flaky. So you want to just lay that color down and kind of be done with it. But it does not bleed. It is really rich. It is really matte. Right next to it is one that I used to love so much from the Balm. This is the Schwing liner and I do like this one, but it does bleed a little bit compared to the others. The one next to this is the On Point liquid liner in VIP from Pure. This is beautiful. beautiful, very matte, very rich in pigment, not as rich in pigment as Sigma, so it's not my second favorite. We're gonna get there. Next to that, I have the Victoria Beckham Estee Lauder liner, and this one I like, but I don't love. I don't even know if this is still available. It was super, super expensive. There were bits of that collection that I really, really enjoyed, but as far as like what is the very, very best of the best, that is not it. MAC surprisingly hits a home run. So we have this one right here from MAC, and you can see the richness is pretty much the same. If you want to save a few bucks, go with Sigma. If you want to buy that MAC product, go ahead, grab this one up. It is the Liquid Last Liner in Point Black. That section is done. We're gonna go back to the swatches. So right here I have from IT Cosmetics a liner that I just do not like. This is the Superhero liner. I also, next to it, have a liner that I do really love. This is from Pretty Vulgar. It looks like a calligraphy pen. You can pick this up at Sephora. The tip on here is really nice. I've had this for a very long time, and I am shocked by the fact that it is still rich, not dried out. The tip on here is not flimsy or falling apart. That can happen sometimes where you have like the tip of the felt liner. You know, aside from it getting dried out, it can get kind of just not as pointy, and it makes lining really, really difficult. This one I've used over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's still really fantastic. Next to that, I have the Monsieur Big. I'm not a fan of these like ginormo, like the giant line thing. Like I just feel like I don't have as much control. This one has like a little interesting groove on the side. It wears well. If you like a fat chubby liner like this, you might enjoy it. For me, I'm getting rid of this one. Then we have the Ardency in Punker liner. Now this one, if you can see right here, is super rich, matte. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Do they still have this? I mean, I feel like everybody flips out over Kat Von D's tattoo liner, whatever. This one is just like, do you see that? My goodness, this one is so good. Keeping that one as well for sure. This from Ciate has gotta go. This is the double lines. It has a Kohl creamy liner on one side and a fat kind of chubbier liner on the other. I just think it bleeds and fades and does not wear that well, and it is just so bulky that I can't get into it. Then we have a Ciate smaller liner, and this one has a weird, like the slant tip here thing, but the top gets so frayed really quickly that it's just a dud to me. I just don't like it. Trish McAvoy, I was super into this for a minute because let me tell you why. It states that it's gonna make your lashes grow. And I don't know, like that really pulled me in. I'm like, excuse me, it will help my lashes? Yes, sign me up for that. But if you can see right here, and I'll do a close-up on this, it bleeds so badly, like so badly, not even worth it. And it is super expensive. So bye-bye, we're breaking up, not having it. Laura Geller, I'm so sorry. I love some of your other products. Your highlighters are beautiful, and I'm excited to try the foundations that you just launched out, but these eye calligraphy pens just do not cut it. So another thing that I really need from my black felt tip liners is for it to not smudge and collect in this inner corner. So that's the biggest test for me, is when things collect, I literally am just like, done. Like I cannot mess around with that, and these definitely bleed to the inner corner. Most liners do, if I'm being fair, but those did a lot on me. Okay, then we have the Blink liner. This one just does not have a ton of pigment. It's very thin. It's a little bit lighter than the rest. It's very petite and tiny. So if you are looking for something that is micro thin, this might be the answer that you are looking for. For me, I didn't like it. It's an ultra thin liquid eyeliner pen. It's just kind of a struggle. I feel like it's more work for me to try and build up anything at all. So I'm gonna part ways with this one. And then we have the Kat Von D Trooper. Everybody really loves this. I think it's kind of overhyped. Moving on. Then we have Japanesque. This one has a very flimsy tip. So what ends up happening here is after you have lined, it kind of dries out a little bit, and the tip gets a little bit like wonky. You know what I'm saying? So moving on from that as well. So let me share with you all. The only two that I am keeping are the Pretty Vulgar and then the Punker liner from Ardency. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I do have this as well. This is like so super old. I probably need a new one, but this is a beautiful liner from Sicily. super crazy expensive. It's that one right there. Look, oh my gosh, so rich, 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 rich. This is ridiculously overpriced. This is a gorgeous liner and I was hooked on it for so long, but this one is so old that I do need to get rid of it. I also really love the double-ended Tom Ford liner. I used to use that all of the time. I have not repurchased it because I have been using the Pat McGrath Labs. That has actually been like my top shelf moment right here. I super love this one because it stays put. It's pretty wet and intense. It has a quick dry down. It does not collect in the inner tear duct, and the felt tip stays in great shape, and I have had such a good time with this liner. So these are the three that are staying right here. And let's move into pencil liner because wow, this isn't obsessive or anything at all. I don't have a problem. No, me? Oh my gosh, it's so funny because some of the like lesser expensive liners that were from the other video are in this video because they're kind of like what's left in my drawer. I narrowed it down and this one is so good. This is from Wet n Wild. Why did I not use this in that video? I have no idea. I fully spaced out. I should have used this liner because it is so good. This is the Wet n Wild On Edge Long Wearing Eye Pencil in the shade You're the Yin. So this is from that video, but I still wanted to share it with you guys. Okay, this is such a good liner. I think you can find it on sale now, which is just like kind of sad to be honest. Fiona Stiles used to be at Ulta and they're not anymore. And I love Fiona Stiles products. She's a makeup artist. She does beautiful work. Her line was just really top notch and it's sad that it's not available. So you can see that is just like creamy, rich, beautiful black liner, does not smear everywhere, top notch. I kind of want to just rip my whole shirt off right now. It's so toasty warm in this studio, so don't mind me. Like every time I'm trying to take this like back off the shoulders, I'm literally just trying to cool down. I have something from City Color right here. This was in that other video, but hey, why not just show you guys the best of the best. These all hit like the top notes for me as far as what I personally look for in a liner. And then we have from Zoeva, the one next to it, that is a little bit more slippery and shiny and not as fantastic as the Wet n Wild City Color or Fiona, but it's still pretty good and it's $8. The City Color I want to say is under $5. But wait, there's more. We have a Sephora waterproof pencil. So underrated. You guys, they have like chubby shadow sticks that are, you know, waterproof and beautiful, and I have used those as eyeshadow bases. I used to talk about them all of the time, and then I hit a point where I was like, your channel's boring. You keep talking about the same things over and over, like move on. But I do have to say their liners are really, really special. This one right here is just the waterproof 12-hour crayon, and this is in the shade Black Lace, and it is just creamy, dreamy, beautiful. Gosh, they all look the same. Oh my gosh. Have I lost my mind that I want to keep like a bunch of these? Then we have the Sigma Long Wearing. This one, I'm actually going to go ahead and tell you something's weird with this formula where it does really super collect in the inner corner of my eye. Now, if you're going to do heavy lining, like right through here in the, you know, if you're going to drag it down and do something in the waterline, you want to look for the word waterproof. You want to look for long wear. You want it to have, you know, a formula that is not going to collect and smudge. So this one for me, even though it says long wearing, it just collected a lot, so I am gonna get rid of this one. This is a retractable one, and I am getting rid of this one as well. This is from the Balm, and it's nice and creamy and good. It's not as rich as some of the others, even though in the monitor I'm sure you're like, yeah, it is, it looks exactly the same. But to me, it looks a little more gray in tone, just slightly. It's still a black liner, but this one bleeds and smudges and does a little bit of that raccoon type of a situation on me as well, so I am gonna get rid of that one. Now we're getting into like what I really just don't like. Jouer. Another one that just for some reason just does not work for me. The tip has dried out pretty quickly. You can work it down and warm it up and it is extremely matte. Like this is one of the most matte cream liners out there. It does move on me a little bit. It will work if you set it with a black powder, and that is a trick that you can do to make things kind of lock into place and be more long wearing. I don't always have time for that. I know that I have other options that will work really effortlessly for me, so I am gonna get rid of this one. And then I have these Lord & Berry Kajal liners. Now these were recommended to me by Scott Barnes, and I have to say, I like one, I don't like the other. So you see this glossier one right here, I don't like that. It smears everywhere, it's a little too light catching, not my thing. You guys know, you've heard it like over and over and over by now, matte, 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 like that's what I want. So this one right here, which is literally called the Polish Eyeliner, so maybe I'm an idiot for purchasing it in the first place because it's like polished, shiny, you know, and that's not what I like, so it's not their fault, it's mine. This is just not my vibe, but this one right here is so good. It's like such an old school liner. This is the Silk Kajal Kohl-Liner, and this is beautiful and like so matte. You definitely want to sharpen this and kind of work it on the back of your hand to warm it up a little bit. But once you do that, it performs so beautifully. It's really, really next level. I love it. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. Are you ready for it? I think I'm the only person that just does not like MAC eyeliners. I like the liquid that I shared with you guys, but like the sharpened eyeliners, oh, they always smear on me. And I see other people use them and they're like, this is the richest, the best, the blackest. And I put it on, like I have actually gone to the MAC store and purchased this 3 times now because I will watch videos and I'll be like, oh, I'm like, but it looks so nice. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I'll use it and it'll look like nice for a minute because this is probably one of the most intense. Like, look how intense that is, right? It is intense. You get that in your waterline and it will get you a couple hours later. You will look in the mirror and you will not be happy about life. So I am parting ways with this. I really don't want to. I also have the shade Teddy, which is such a beautiful shade. I almost feel like I'm keeping this here because I want to find a dupe for it, but it does the same dang thing to me. Anastasia Black Liner. This is another one of those that for whatever reason is just not my jam. Love the eyeshadows. I'm actually testing out the Sultry palette today. If you were wondering what is on my eyes, bam. Oh, whoops, sorry. Bam, look at that. So I love their shadows. I love a lot of their products. I have a lot of love for the brand. That liner just did not work for me. Pure On Point liner, same thing. Bleeds, don't like it, not here for it. And it's actually not as rich as some of the others that I have. It has a little almost like navy gray feel to it, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. Lorac front of the line, no. It's just like, it's creamy, waxy, and not enough pigment and kind of slides around. Not my favorite. You know, the Tarte Man Eater, same thing. I actually feel like these are manufactured from the same place. It's like the same packaging, very similar texture, similar feel, and it's just not for me. I just realized it is like so dangerous that I am doing this in a white shirt. Oh my God, and I love this shirt. We're getting there. We're like narrowing it down. I have to tell you guys, I appreciate it so much that you watch these videos of me like cleaning out my collection because it really does help me too. So I'm letting go of a lot of this. All right, Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes XL. This one is in the shade D12, not here for it. It's kind of glimmery, shimmery gray, and I'm not into it. However, their original Aqua Eyes in OL, hello. This is the one that I used to recommend to people so much. Now it's not as rich, like you can see it does not have as much intensity as some of the other liners that I have shown you. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit softer and you're looking for something specifically for the waterline, Aqua Eyes was formulated initially for aquatic dancers. So if you think in your head that it's good enough for them to like dive around and be awesome in the water and not have things running everywhere, then it's gonna like survive your everyday business. You know what I'm saying? Another one that's really, really great that is more intense, that is not completely matte, but I'm not mad about it, is this one from Ardency In. Now this has a little more slip than a lot of the others that I've shown you, but the thing is, once it settles and sets, it is not moving. So this is the Smooth Ride Supercharged Liner, and I love it. 2 pieces. I do also have a Makeup Forever retractable. I prefer the actual sharpened liners personally. I have had an issue with these kind of drying out and snapping off. And then, you know, Urban Decay, it's one of those things where everybody loves Urban Decay. They have one that is formulated specifically for the waterline. They have others that are like, you know, zero, and you see this in so many different tutorials and people just love on it. It smears on me to death. And as much as I'm like, wow, I want to use all the cool stuff, like I just don't. I just want to use stuff that works, and this just never worked for me. And I love their brighter liners. I think they have such a great range for like really wow statement liners, and if you need that, go to Urban Decay. okay. It has decent staying power. When you're talking about a black liner that you don't want bleeding and smearing everywhere, this just never worked out for me. Now, I also want to tell you guys, I am, in my opinion, the true test of a black liner because I have contact lenses, my eyes water a lot. I do tend to be that person that rubs my eyes even though I try so hard not to. So if something can last on me, I feel like it is a very good recommendation, and I play with this makeup all of the time. So we've really narrowed things down by trial and error and me going through, you know, past description boxes, seeing what I was wearing that day, watching the vlog footage, seeing what smeared, what didn't. And this is just a lot of my notes and thoughts kind of compiled here in this all-in-one best of the best, you know? So I probably sound like I am being so picky, and it's because I am. Okay, moving on. We have the Louboutin liner that I was gonna get rid of, but in my mind I was like, I paid so much money for this. It was so expensive. Tati, stop it. It's going in the trash. Bye. We're done. Not worth a purchase at all. It was so bad. Okay, fine, it wasn't that bad. It was just really overpriced. And when I did like my side-by-side swatches, it was more gray than rich black. I have a liner from Nars that is decent. It's not my favorite. I'm really into their shadows right now. This one, when I'm comparing it with other things, does not make it as far as like being a top 5, so I am going to pass. It's not terrible, but it's just not great. Same thing with Bobbi Brown. This one actually collected quite a bit in the inner tear duct. It's nice and smooth, it's easy to apply, but it's a little bit too slippery in my opinion, and just did not work out. Then we have the Marc Jacobs Genius Gel Liners. I like the color liners of these better. I actually have a couple of them here just on my desk, like this blue shade. Wow. Like this one is just like, you will, oh, it's so pretty. And this orange shade, how unusual. Like they are beautiful, long wearing, gorgeous. For some reason, the black ones, even though they're very long wearing, they almost tend to dry up a little bit and flake whenever I use them in the waterline. The color ones do not, but the black ones tend to kind of dry up and almost irritate my eyes. So for me, it didn't work out, but I know a lot of people love, my mom included, love these, but I'm gonna get rid of them. Okay, moving on. I have a liner from Lancome, and this one is greasy and slippery. You can see it literally is just like shiny. I don't like it. Then we have Makeup Geek. This is actually a really beautiful liner. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look at that. Look how matte and rich and gorgeous that is. This one is better on the actual lid. I am gonna keep it because it is so rich in pigment and it's worth setting if you're looking for that like beautiful, perfect line. I do not like using this in my waterline though because it does tend to bleed a little bit, but because of the ease of application, the richness, the smoothness, and because for some reason I never have an issue with it transferring or bleeding on the upper lash line, I'll keep it, but on the lower lash line, I don't like it. God, I'm so weird with all this stuff. Okay, then we have Stiles Smudge Stick, which is waterproof. This one I don't like, but hold please, wait for a moment, there is more. I have their updated Kajal smudge eyeliner, and this one, oh my gosh, this is the one that you can just go really hard in the waterline, and for some reason, it does not move. It doesn't move. I have backups of this. I have sent girlfriends this. I have the brown one, the black one. They stay right here in like my little favorites cup. I also will share with you guys, I've added to the drugstore family of liner favorites. This one from Model's Own is super good, super matte, and also does not move. So, wow, I'm looking at all of this liner, you guys. She's got problems, like holy smokes, why could I not get rid of all of this sooner? I really felt like I had to sit down and make this video with you guys. So ridiculous actually, but I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. That always means so much to me. Let me know if you want to see another declutter of a different area of, you know, my whole crazy collection here. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you take a moment to do that. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when I upload upcoming videos. I cover it all from luxury to drugstore to try-ons to declutters. It's a little bit of everything, and I am here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. PST. So that means that I hope you guys come back and hang out with me again, because that would be awesome. All right, I'm gonna go wash my arm and do my best to not ruin my sweater. All right, wish me luck. I love you guys, have a good one, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.